When I was taking my walk this morning, I was thinking about this idea again of the word retirement. And I actually started to think about my own parents or the models that I've had around retirement. And so parents came to mind immediately. And it's sort of interesting because my mom and dad were both teachers and loved teaching. And my dad decided very early on to take early retirement. And I think just from watching him, was totally happy not being a teacher anymore. He'd had like various careers. He like trained at the Central School of Speech and Drama. He was a theater major, but in the teaching department, he taught in comprehensive schools in the drama departments, and then he left for a while and sold Richard Scarry books. Who knew? And then went back to teaching again. He was then the head of a youth center attached to a high school as well. Then he became like a head of a department um, for like students like across all different subjects, but he was more like the it's not a dean. I think that maybe the equivalent here is dean, but in England it's not really that. It's not disciplinarian. It's more like a supportive coaching, counseling type role. But he left teaching very early, and I have a very vivid memory of him like being totally okay with that. He like continued to go to the rugby club. He did a lot of work for my mom. He loved calligraphy, and so he would make posters um, with calligraphy pens, and he he's he sort of transitioned also to be the cook. My mom was always the cook, and then he became the cook in our household. And then I think about my mom. My mom was totally the opposite and wanted to work as long as she could work. She was head of home economics and then head of design and technology in the comprehensive school she was in. And she was always um, thinking about like what was her next thing in school, like really expansive around the things that she wanted to get done or the things that she wanted to learn. And when she eventually retired, I remember her like starting to work with cancer research, fundraising, and became a big part of that and would host the meetings and do the fundraising. And she would, with my aunt, go and do sales every weekend. And so like was always, I think needing to be connected to other human beings, needed to be in a role where she was leading, um, or inspiring, I think, in more senses. And with my dad, like more comfortable just being. And so I have these two extremes when I think about retirement. And I think I've got a little bit of both. I love the connection to people, the idea of working with others on a goal or a task together. And I think that's why I will always be working part-time, either as a coach or a trainer, um, in the work that I do. And maybe it won't be the full-time thing, but it will be something that I do because I think it's part of that connection piece that I really need. And then the other part of me that is co totally content with the rhythm and the life that Beth and I have, where we get to drink coffee in the morning and talk about what's on our minds and what's in the world, where we get to go work out consistently, that we try and get our steps in. We're a little competitive, like who's got the most steps in a given day or a given week. But we also have this opportunity to really imagine what is ahead for us. And so like expansion instead of retiring, like retiring gets smaller, it seems to me. And I want in my retirement to be big and bold and take um take some risks that maybe I have not taken before. Still not ready to go on heights and challenge myself around heights, but maybe some other things that I have like put off doing, I might imagine to do. But I do know I will be doing another High Rocks um, in Poland. So we've got 12 weeks working up towards that. And that feels like an adventure. It feels like something that Beth and I get to do together. And I think that's one of the most important things for me is that um, we find avenues to do things together, but we also have an opportunity to grow individually with the things that we want to do. So I really want to thank my parents for being models for me of a retirement that, yeah, they traveled a lot, especially when they were able. They would travel, and even my mum always used to say that there would be no inheritance for us because they were going to spend it on them and spend it on us when they were able to enjoy it with us. And so I think about that, like I'm not saving for a day to leave X amount of money to somebody because I want to live now with the people I love and care about. And so for me, retirement is really this opportunity to live an expansive, bold life where you get to decide how you want to move through your day. What are the important things? Um, I got my nails done because we're going on a cruise. Never get my nails done. Um, I make sure that I have a facial routine. Never had a facial routine through all the years, but seems that as I get older, this is something I want to do. So there may be new things that surprise you that you never thought you wanted to do. And there may be some things that you've always had in your life that you want to continue to do and you want to continue to nurture and grow. I just realized that retirement gives me the opportunity to invest in me even more than I have in the past. And so if you're interested in making some bold decisions or bold moves and investing in yourself, join our Bold Moves monthly group. It meets once a month. The link is below on how to sign up.